What's up guys, it's your girl T, and as you saw from the title, this video is 1 month in my hair. It's Throwback Thursday during Vlogmas, so I thought I'd kick things off by throwing things back to this summer when I filmed a month's worth of my hair care. This is day 1. I figured it made the most sense to start the month off with my wash day. So before my wash day comes my pre-poo. I always do a pre-shampoo treatment with coconut oil the night before I wash my hair, whether it's coconut oil solo or oil mixed with something else. And then I'm also using this Grow Gorgeous Back into the Roots treatment. Ideally apply it to your scalp and not your clothing. Rather than using plain coconut oil, I'm using this one from Lakshmi's Cupboard, which has Ayurvedic herbs infused into it. And I'm also going to throw in some of this conditioner from All Things Au Natural because it has amazing slip, so it's really good to help me do a little bit of pre-detangling before my wash day. I don't need much of this because I don't want my hair to be sitting in a wet state overnight, so I just use a little bit, and the nice thing about this product is you don't need a lot. The brand was kind enough to send me this bottle, so I was very appreciative of that. But yeah, it is quite pricey, so try to catch it on a sale if you can. This is one of many instances in this video where I will let you guys see me finger detangling in depth so you can get a really good sense of what it looks like for me to do finger detangling on my hair texture. Then I just cover my hair up with a plastic cap, and this is how much hair I pulled out when I was doing my pre-detangling and removing shed hair. Cover that up with a little terry cloth turban, and then I'm all set until day 2, which is wash day, girl. This is the shampoo I'm using. Of course, I have my vinegar rinse. In this case, I'm using coconut vinegar. And the deep conditioner is, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It's a mix of several things that I was trying to just use up. So it's just one of those kitchen sink, just throw in whatever's left out of like 8 different containers into one. Here I am shampooing my hair at my sink, which I do 0% of the time normally. I just figured it would be easier to show you guys me shampooing my hair this way on a section or two, rather than trying to film myself in the shower like I normally do, because that always basically floods my bathroom. So for the purposes of this video, I'm doing it at the sink, and as you can see, my shampooing of my hair is largely detangling while the shampoo is in my hair. I get the shampoo on my scalp, and then I keep smoothing the product through the length of my hair. So as I'm cleansing, I'm also smoothing and detangling. Every step of my hair care process involves smoothing and detangling, because that is the thing that I'm always fighting against with my hair texture. Constantly smoothing and detangling. ABD, always be detangling. At this point, I've rinsed the shampoo and have let my hair blot to dry a bit. So now it's time to apply my deep conditioner. Nothing too interesting here, folks. I'm just putting conditioner in my hair. I do like to start at the roots because the roots of my hair seem to get the most dry, so that is where I tend to focus my product first, and then I work my way down. And always just smoothing, trying to keep my section kind of taut and elongated as much as possible while it's loose. And smoothing some more. When one section is done, I put it out of the way and I move on. This is one thing that I do to make sure that I've gotten as much coverage as I can possibly get with my product. I think some people call this the harp method, which is also detangling my hair to a point while I'm smoothing my conditioner through and making sure that I have full coverage of the product on as many of my hair strands as possible, if not all of them. Obviously, the goal is to get all of them, but I mean, there's no way we'll ever really know, I guess. One side down, time to move on to the other side. Just showing you guys again, me using my thumb to do that harp method, I think it's called, where I'm just pulling and making sure that I've gotten all the nooks and crannies of that section, trying to make sure I don't have any spots that I missed getting conditioner all up in there. Once I'm satisfied with the coverage of the product, I go ahead and twist. I'm sure you guys have dealt with this as well. When you start twisting your hair and it's loaded up with conditioner, it starts kind of squeezing out the twists as you twist down. I take that product and smooth it down to the ends so that rather than have it sitting in clumps quite as severely, I'm getting some more coverage toward the ends and the bottom length of my hair. It's just something I do out of habit. Then I went ahead and sat under heat. In this case, I used my hot head cap. Yes, I still use it and it's still going strong. I tend to sit under heat about 20 minutes. That's about as long as it lasts, honestly. But if I want to go longer, to say 30 minutes, I just use my hooded dryer. And here I'm just doing a bit more detangling now that the conditioner has been on my hair for about 20 minutes with heat. As you can see, my hair looks a lot more smooth and detangled. It's flowing in the same direction. Even some of my non-clumping ash strands are clumping together. So I went ahead and rinsed and detangled under the shower head. And now my hair is pretty much sectioned and ready for me to move on with my life. I have my edges sectioned off in the front, and I have talked about that already in another video, so I'll link that in the cards. And that is how much hair I lost detangling in the shower. For my moisturizer, that was a glob of the Hawaiian Silky Gel Activator. I always get questions about how I use that product, even though I am always clear that I just use it as a moisturizer. I don't care that it's a gel texture. I find that it's just a great moisturizer for me. So here I am just smoothing it on top of my detangled sections that I completed in the shower when I was rinsing my conditioner. And here I am just trying to show you guys some oil that I'm using to seal, and instead getting it everywhere and then smoothing it onto the length of my hair on top of that Hawaiian Silky. I'm always examining my ends for single strand knots and splits, by the way, and then I like to set them on these My Curl Squad rollers or stretch them in some other way, but this is usually my go-to to make sure that I reduce the likelihood of more single strand knots forming. it. That is it for this wash day. It's a few days later and my hair needs to be moisturized, so I'm going to moisturize and seal. I'm not one to do the lock method or the loco method or the lobococo method. I've said this many times. Although if my hair is extremely parched, I do tend to layer products a lot more, and I've done a video on that, so I will link that right up here in the cards. But on a regular day-to-day basis, as you'll see throughout this video, I just moisturize and seal. I pick something that's a moisturizer and I pick something that's a sealant, and that is it. So I'm just working some leave-in conditioner into my hair. I believe this is one by She Sent It. I let that sit about 5 minutes to let it penetrate before I go in and then seal with oil. So I give my moisturizer a chance to actually sink in before I seal. Here I am just squeezing in some of my sealant, which is the Glow Oil. I've talked about that once or twice before. I've been using it for years and I love it. I'm just trying to figure out how to section these 4 twists to braid them together. I'm trying to decide which section is going to get 2 twists and which ones are just going to be 1. And this is just another trick I do to keep my hair stretched, even though it's already twisted. Anytime I'm applying a water-based product, I do often consider, and sometimes I go ahead and do it, doing a second level of stretching on my hair, just because my hair loves to tangle and knot. And here you can see some very happy looking ends on my edges because they're nicely moisturized. And I do not cover my hair with a scarf or bonnet immediately after putting on product, so I usually leave that to sit until I'm actually ready to go to bed. Moving on to day 7, I need to moisturize and seal, yes again, because the leave-in conditioner that I used yesterday was not effective for my hair, so it's already feeling dry again. But first I need to look after my ends. Some of my hanging bantu knots have unraveled. So here I am demonstrating just how I do those. This is how I try to keep my ends stretched once I have removed my rollers. And there you have it. Don't worry, I'm going to show you again in a moment. First, I'm going to cut off this single strand knot. There we go. And here's another demonstration of how I keep my ends stretched with hanging bantu knots. Basically just coil it around your finger and then coil it around itself, and due to my hair's texture, it just stays. Constantly examining and looking at my ends to make sure I don't need to cut single strand knots. This is the same leave-in conditioner I had used the day prior. It's by She Sent It. It doesn't really work for me, which is why I am moisturizing my hair 2 days in a row. It just didn't really moisturize my hair. Not in a lasting way, at least. So this will not be a repurchase. Sealing again with my Glow Oil, and you'll notice I often start off by patting my moisturizers and sealers into my roots, because again, that is where my hair gets the most dry, and it's also where it gets dry first. So when I have the most product on my hands, when I first dispensed it, that's when I go into my roots, and then I take the rest down the length. And that's it. Day 8, yes, the next day, I'm doing something to my hair again. This was an unusually high maintenance month, but on this day, it was date night, so I needed to get my hair looking cute. So I was going to employ the baggy method. I've done an entire video on this. This is a technique that I learned about from Ms. Chikoro. Hello, Ms. Chikoro, if you are watching. She wrote the book Grow It. If you're unfamiliar, I will link it in the description box because I feel like it is quite possibly the most helpful resource out of anything for me in terms of figuring out how to look after my hair and grow it, funny enough. I don't like my hair to be wet when I'm going to bag it, so that's why I went in with just the oil. And now I'm ready to apply my phony pony, in my case a phony puff. That is more often than not what I choose. I don't remember what brand this puff is, but I will find it and I will link that in the description box if you're curious. And I like to secure my puff with hairpins rather than bobby pins. I always prefer hairpins, the straight pins, over bobby pins because I feel like they're gentler. And now it's time to get cute. Here I am with makeup done, ready to go. And I just wanted to show you guys the final look. The puff feels secure. I think I was just adjusting a pin here. Oh, decided I needed one more. Make sure you secure your weave, ladies. Always secure the weave. Fluff that puff. Make sure everything's looking right, get everything the way you want it, and that is that. Day 13, this is how I moisturize and seal when my ends are put away and I am bagging it. Basically, I just moisturize and seal the exposed hair. It's pretty straightforward. So I'm just lifting my puff so I can get to my roots. And of course, I'm going to moisturize my hair in the front, my edges, which I have been avoiding pulling back for most of this year. I have been here and there pulling them back for the most part, though I leave them out. Sealing again with my Glow. Clearly, I was feeling my Glow oil this month. Readjusting a pin. And just patting all of that product in to get better absorption. And then I decided to doobie wrap basically my bangs area to stretch them similarly to when you guys saw me braid all of my twists together earlier. I'm doing this because I applied a water-based product. And that's it. I'm going to spritz my hair with my DIY aloe spritz here on day 15, but I do that outside because it contains oil and it tends to make my floor slick, so I always step outside my apartment to do it. And I'm just showing you that I lift my puff and then spritz that way, and then go in and seal with, you guessed it, Glow oil. One comes around one today. They don't see things the same. Two over, two out the door. Then you have magic. One comes around one today. They don't see things the same. Two over, two out the door. Any twists or things that become unraveled, I always just go ahead and tidy those up when I'm moisturizing and sealing my hair. So here I am, just retwisting. Yet again, I'm going to doobie wrap my bangs since I just applied a water-based product and I want to discourage excessive shrinkage. Good to go. Okay, so today was laundry day, but we're going to ignore that. This is day 17, and rather than using that she-scented leave-in that doesn't work at all for me, I finally decided to just use another she-scented product that does work for me as a leave-in, even though it is not meant to be a leave-in. So I'm just patting that in, letting that sit for 5 minutes. And now it's time to seal. This is the Duchess Gabrielle oil, which I believe I hauled for you guys quite some time ago. And yeah, I kind of forget I have it because I just have way too much product, but I rediscovered it under my sink in my stash, and I was just like, you know what? Let's use this. Squeezing that into my twists. That is it. And here we are. Now it is time for another wash day. So I am pre-pooing tonight. I've already unraveled the twisted portion of my twist, but I always braid my hair at the roots because it helps me to keep them from puffing up too much, and tangling as well. It helps to reduce tangling. So I'm just unraveling the last twist, and that is my pre-poo blend. It's a blend of coconut, avocado, and olive oil, and it is time to start applying it. So now I am unraveling my hair down all the way to the roots. And I'm ready to create my sections for my pre-poo. This time around, I just did the oil, so here we go again, just using that oil alone to section and remove shed hair. The next day is, of course, wash day. Here's my shampoo, my vinegar rinse, and this is the deep conditioner I'm using, which I'm going to mix with this oil from Lakshmi's Cupboard so that I can get my dose of Ayurveda, which I always like to have. I've already washed my hair at this point. I feel like you guys didn't need to see me do that again. And I'm just going in with that Okra Reconstructor from She Scented. This was my first time trying this product. I will have a brief review coming up within this video. Just mixed the conditioner with the oil in my palm, as you can see here, and applied it to my hair that way. I just wasn't in the mood to be putting things in bowls and stirring them. I just wanted to get on with it. And because this is a protein conditioner, I really wanted to make sure I got my ends super well coated there, because you gotta protect them ends, girl. Hair growth is really about protecting and preserving the ends of your hair. So that's why I'm so meticulous about that. Here I am doing my usual routine of just kind of clawing through a section to see if I've missed any spots, and bingo, I discover a spot that I missed here. And I'm just going in with some conditioner and painting that on with my palms to make sure that I've gotten that conditioner everywhere it needs to be. Just speed through the rest of me applying the conditioner and oil to my hair, because it does sometimes take me a while. After sitting under my dryer for 20 minutes, maybe 25, I think I'm good to go. So I'm just taking my twist down. And since this was a new conditioner, I'm really checking to see how my hair feels. It doesn't look particularly defined, and I'm just sort of feeling and examining to assess how well this conditioner works for me. I've done my finger detangling, so now I'm going in to try to comb detangle. Normally I do this under the shower faucet, but I wanted to again give you guys a good look at how I do my hybrid detangling technique, where I use my fingers to detangle, but the comb sort of as the canary in the coal mine to find the tangles. So here I am trying to isolate the tangle with the comb and then going in with my fingers to remove it. Still catching on something there, so I need to remove a couple more tangles. I think we've got it now. I have now rinsed out that conditioner. There are my sections, my edges sectioned off, 2 on each side, and then 1 twist in the back. And then I'm just going to let my hair blot dry under my microfiber towel for a bit. And this is my review of that conditioner. Here I am stretching my hair using my kind of banding technique. I've got a video on that. I've linked it in the cards. And this is the next day, which is install day. I'm installing some boho locks as a protective style. So this was my base. I've got my leave out in the front for individuals. And in the back, I did 2 rows of flat twists with the ends are actually braided. So once it's off my scalp, I braid. And here we go, just showing you guys the color. And just like that, I've got boho locks. I've done a whole ass video on this style, so that will also be linked in the cards. And that was pretty much it for this month, because once these locks were installed, the remaining 5 days of the month, I did nothing because I didn't need to. So I guess that is where we can wrap up this 1 month in my hair. Once again, I will list and or link all the products that I used in my hair throughout the course of this video and throughout the course of this month. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching another day of Vlogmas 2018, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
That's some nappy-headed hose there, I'm gonna tell you that now.